Please welcome Guy Pearce. Welcome.
Thank you very much. It's good to be back.
It's great to have you here. I have to admit, it's been great fun being on the desk here, but I would quite like to have been in the green room through this show because you would have been hanging out with Rob Beck.
Well, I got to listen. Yeah, that's right. Rob was very funny at the desk, but he was much more funny in the green room. I can't repeat any of what he said. But what happens in the green room stays in the green room, as we know. They're some of the funniest places to be, though, green rooms.
Yeah.
It's where
What's been the most hectic green room you've been in?
Some of those American talk shows that I've been on, there's a lot of people with clipboards running in and out with important stuff. But I had a good chat with Robert De Niro in a green room on an American talk show once. Yeah, that was pretty cool.
Was he what you expected him to be?
I had met him before about a film, so we got to sort of catch up again, but it was quite surreal because you don't always know. There's some sort of basketballer and an actor and a musician, so you're kind of going, wow. You know,
They've got their guards down as well. You would have seen like Judi Dench's Dark Side somewhere.
That's right. Yeah, you don't want to mess with Judi Dench's Dark Side.
Let's not open that can of worms.
No. It is funny though, because you know how you were saying in the green room, a lot of people with clipboards. There's a certain vibration of anxiety that people who work with people with a certain level of fame develop on their behalf.
Well, and they bring it into the room. You're sort of trying to be relaxed in the room.
Yes.
They're like, OK, so we're going to run through all the questions. Are you ready to run through all the questions?
You can't ask Mr. Pearce that.
I was. Can I just do it when we get out there?
Are you just saying what happened to you in the green room without producers?
It's terrible out there. It's carnage.
You have just got 5 of our producers fired, by the way.
Yeah. That was my intention.
No, they are the best. Talk us through A Spy Among Friends, your character. I mean, it looks so intense.
It's hard to talk through it all. It's such an epic story. I mean, I still to this day can't believe that it really happened. I play Kim Philby, one of the famous or infamous Cambridge 5 spies, probably the most notorious of all of them. And this essentially looks at the betrayal of the friendship between he and his best friend Nicholas Elliott, played by Damian Lewis. So it doesn't just focus on the betrayal of the country, but it really looks at the intimate details of this friendship. So a remarkable story, a fantastic script. We're all really proud of this. It's great.
It looks amazing. What I love when I watch a trailer with one of your movies, I never know what you're going to look like, what you're going to sound like. Do you think about that?
Never. No.
Never. You do.
No, it just comes out.
I mean, obviously you do think about what you might look like in a movie.
Yes,
but how much do you want to separate the roles and the looks and the...
Well, I suppose if I look at it objectively from the outside, I can sort of see why things all kind of seem varied. But at the time, I'm just drawn to something because I'm drawn to it, and I start to imagine how I might look as that character and how it might feel, and so I'm sort of then taken into that world. But if you sort of add them all up, I can see why they look all quite, as I say, sort of varied. But I do like... I mean, I think it's one of the great things as an actor is to be able to really tap into many different universes.
Absolutely.
Universe
Yeah. It feels like you've been sort of taking on those darker roles. I mean, Mayor of Easttown, amazing. Absolutely loved that so much. And the Infernal Machine as well was a darker role. Do you find it hard to then, like, get out of your own head in normal life and you've been playing those roles?
Not as much anymore. I used to. And it wasn't so much because they were dark, but it was just that I didn't trust myself to let it go. So I'd sort of go home to the apartment at night or the hotel room going, I have to hang on to this, otherwise I'm going to lose it. Whereas now I'm much better at being able to have a sort of chat with someone on set.
Yeah, like slip in and out.
Yeah.
The make-believe.
The make-believe.
Yeah.
One character we have to talk about is Mike Young, because...
I can't get him out of my
No, you can't. He stays there.
He's there forever.
He's rattling around.
Emblazoned.
The finale of Neighbours was so big. And I'm so glad... I've said this to so many people. I'm so glad I get to say it to you. Your commitment to returning... You're Guy Pearce.
You've got to commit.
But your commitment, you were having fun with it, but you were Mike. You were Mike, and I think that meant so much.
Well, the funny thing was, I'd been asked over the years, like all of us have, to go back on the show at a certain point, and I always really wanted to, you know, for nostalgic reasons, but I always sort of thought, I'll just keep going with what I'm doing. You know, I committed to 4 years on the show originally, and then, of course, when I knew it was finishing, I went, right, I'm going to commit to this. This is great. I finally get to do it, and it was a good reason for it, you know. But then I went, who is Mike now? After all these years. Do I just go back and do a whole lot of really bad acting? Or how do I be Mike again? So I had this existential crisis about how to be Mike again. It was funny. So Annie Jones and I had to have a few sort of therapy sessions with Annie to kind of like find him again, you know?
Didn't he find Mike? He found Mike, didn't he?
the really beautiful thing was that everybody really wanted to see Mike and Jane. You know, so we sort of had that up our sleeves, and so it just felt really welcoming and was a really warm kind of, you know.
It's my favourite thing any of the Aussie superstar actors has done, to be honest. Like as a gesture and as a thing, I thought it was amazing.
I got as much out of it as everybody else, and you know, of course, we all thought it was over, but it ain't.
Yeah, I know.
Well, so I need to pick you up on this, because I'm sure you remember the way the finale ends is with you moving back to Ramsay Street.
Yeah.
Now,
So I've just inadvertently committed myself to another 4 years. So
discovered who Mike is
I'll
now.
call my American agent and go, you forget about all that other
is
work.
it possible Mike's about to be unfound in a hurry?
We've got to figure that out.
Oh, really?
I guess so.
This sounds like an opening.
Maybe it was all a dream. Yes, it's sort of J.R. Ewing kind of stuff. Annie Jones wakes up and goes, I thought he really came back. Guess not.
Kate's written for Neighbours. Is that how you would deal with this situation?
Well, it's always a dream sequence, or you get washed off the rocks. There's only two choices.
I could be washed off the... But it's certainly more exciting than how I left in 1989 when Des got a phone call and went, Mike, what? Where are you? Perth? You're never coming back? All right, mate. It was good to know you. See ya.
You're after closure.
That was it. 37 years of clothes. I've been hanging out for some real clothes.
Did it hurt?
Yes, it hurt.
Yes. Writers must always give loved characters a decent farewell.
No.
Yeah.
Off.
Give him a decent farewell now.
Decent farewell.
Yeah, okay. See ya. Bye, everybody.
No, we'll give you a good one.
What's that, Guy? Perth? Weird. No, A Spy Among Friends is coming exclusively to BritBox on December the 9th. In the meantime, how great has it been to have Guy Pearce?
Oh,